back to Meanwhile Russell Ranch. This is episode 8. Kevin here. If you're here for the first time, thanks for being here. A little bit about us. We're a family of 4 that left the big city about a year ago and decided to move to the family ranch. Building a house here and trying to make our way on the old homestead. Today we're going to talk about some of the issues that we run into living in a rural area, that being, of course, internet service. So if you're not familiar with the internet situation in the rural area, you know, you don't have fiber optics, you don't have cable lines running everywhere, so you're usually dealing with some sort of internet service that's going to have to deal with a antenna of some sort, either a satellite or a tower nearby or whatever. So my buddy Sam, it was in the last video, when we came out here, he said, man, he tried every video service out there. I'm sorry, not video, internet service out there. And he said none of them were any good. Well, recently he came across a company and they were out scouting areas, see where they could put up towers. And they came across this area and they happened to come across Sam. And so Sam ended up putting one of their cell towers, or not cell towers, excuse me, one of their internet towers up on his property. And I don't know if you can see it, but way over there, it might be a little bit hard to see in this video, but there's a tower right over there, just above the tree line. That's on Sam's property. So that's about a mile away from us. And so those towers are usually good for about up to 6 or 7 miles. So unfortunately, situation that we are that close to this tower. Now I will go ahead and say this up front. I am not affiliated or sponsored by any of the products that I'm going to be talking about today. Basically just like everybody else in a rural area, you're researching things and trying to get good internet service out in the sticks, basically. So I'm not affiliated with any of these companies, but I will tell you what they are. And I'll try to leave links to these items in the description, so you guys can have something. If you want to reference it, you can reference it. But anyway, the internet provider is a company called Nextlink, and they kind of specialize in this rural area, putting up towers and things to provide service to people that are not near big city and fiber optics and things like that. So that tower is an Nextlink tower over on Sam's property, about a mile away from us. And behind me you can see, because we're so close to the tower, this is the only antenna we need. And that little panel is probably about 5 inches by 9 inches, something like that. It's real small. Doesn't look bad, thank goodness, otherwise Stephanie would have had a fit. But yeah, and so the signal that we get from that tower to here is quite strong. So from there we have no modem, and we have a PoE connection, which is basically power over Ethernet, right? And this is the PoE, the little black box there, and then we have this really nice Netgear router connected into the PoE. This router, I really like it. It's an AC1200. They have another model number that they identify it by, but it's really nice. It has 3 bands and does a really great job. It's got a 2.4 gigahertz band, and it has 2 5 gigahertz bands also. So yeah, it's pretty fast, and the fact that we are this close to the towers, it makes it even better. And it's faster than the internet service I had in the big city, than we had fiber optics. So that's very cool. Now, next problem, let's see if I can show you through the window back here. Router in here is fantastic, but we have to get Wi-Fi over to there. Okay, this is our living quarters now. You can see through through the gap in the woods there, the trailer. And you see the canopy there. That canopy is going to eventually become a art studio for Stephanie once we get moved into the house. So we'll close that in, create an art studio for her. So the problem is this router does not reach that far. Occasionally you'll get a signal from one of the 2.4 band, and then you can't really log on to it though. So I've never really, even though it's shown up on our devices, I've never been able to really connect to it. So we have to get the Wi-Fi from here to the living quarters, the travel trailer, and the canopy over there. So I did some research and we came across this product that is an extender. Extends Wi-Fi over a great distance. Let me talk to you about that, and I'll show you first of all on the back of the house. All right, here we are at the back of the house. You see the little round circle up there? That is an antenna that is connected into one of the Ethernet ports of that router inside, and it is an antenna, and this is a Wi-Fi extender, and it will extend the signal all the way to the canopy. And let me just go up and show you. Basically, real basic setup here. Just have an Ethernet cable that plugs in the back of it, run it through the wall of the house, and then you have a little cover that snaps on there. Real cool little mounting system. Just a basic pedestal. Takes one long screw that goes through the center of that. Just screw it into, I screwed it into the fascia board here, or the gable end. And then it has this little ball and socket type of thing. You tighten it up and it holds its position. Now you do have to have a direct line of sight from here to there. So hence all the trees being cut down in between here and there. So, but that's where it starts. It comes out of the router, comes to this antenna. By the way, this is a Ubiquiti product. It's called the Nanobeam 5AC Gen 2. Show you there the name on the back of the antenna. So does take some configuring, and I'll talk about that just a little bit. I won't go into all the details of it, but it's going to send a signal from this one, and I have a same type of antenna mounted on the canopy over there. I'll show you that. So here we are over at the canopy. Here's the other end. These two antennas look exactly the same, but they are not configured the same. So some of the configurations that you do have to set them up independently. Basically what you do is you plug them in, and then you're able to connect to them like a Wi-Fi device, and then you punch in 192.168.1.1, and you can pull up and configure each antenna. They have to be set up separately, or differently I should say. One is I'm not doing this video for technical setup or anything, but one has to be set up, I think, is an active P2P, and this one is the station P2P, and there's plenty of videos out on YouTube that'll walk you through the steps on how to configure that. My one piece of advice is this. I tried configuring my antennas the night before I was going to set them up so they'd be ready to go, and after I got them in place, I ended up having to reconfigure them again anyway. So I would encourage you to go ahead and mount them, and then as long as you're in close proximity to each of the antennas, you can use your laptop, or even they say you can use an iPad. I didn't have a whole lot of luck with the iPad, but you can connect to these devices and configure them from there, and it'll save you the hassle of having to start over. Also, whenever you're doing this, make sure you write down, your passwords, and there's like multiple usernames and passwords and pass keys for the Wi-Fi connection. So just pay attention to them, or write them down, whatever. But basically This has been a really cool setup, and we just have a real basic router on this end. That's what that long Ethernet cable is you see hanging down from there. And that router is set up as just a wireless access point. So you have to configure that as well. I would have started this video yesterday when I started this project. However, if I did, you would have seen me sitting on the phone most of the time with somebody from technical support. So not the most exciting video. So I'm not the world's biggest tech guru there, and so I need some help, and I called, and anyway, we got it set up. This router over here is just a basic Netgear AC1200 that I've configured to be just a wireless access point. And let me get a laptop and I'll kind of show you exactly how fast this thing is working. Okay, so here we are on the laptop here. I'll try to zoom in close. This is not the ideal way to use a GoPro, but I'll show you. Here we have a Russell Ranch Studio 5G, and there's also a Russell Ranch Studio there. It's the 2.4. So basically 5.5 gigahertz is faster, 2.4 will travel further. So whichever you need. Right now I'm connected to the 5G off of this router here at the travel trailer. Now here, usually a good test to show speed would be like to load YouTube. So let's load a YouTube page. You can see that loaded pretty quickly, and all the screenshots are, the thumbnails are all loaded for the videos. So that's pretty quick. I will say that I didn't have that fast a service, so really we've been very excited about the speed of this. And this is coming from the internet service from the house, traveling through the Ubiquiti Wi-Fi extender antennas, and then from the receiving end of the Ubiquiti antenna into a wireless access point router. I guess it's not a router, it's a wireless access point. And then that's how we're connecting here. Now I do have something I need to show you because I have a technical problem that I can't figure out. So let me show you. So the only problem I've had so far is my iPad will not connect to this wireless access point. It does connect to the router at the house, but it will not connect here. And the funny thing is, every other device that we have, my phone, Stephanie's phone, both the kids' iPads, the laptop obviously, all connects to this wireless access point just fine. However, when I try to access this on my iPad, let me show you what it does. All right, so I go to settings here, obviously go to Wi-Fi. It pops up. Let's try Russell Ranch Studio. It's going to ask for the password. Okay, there, I put it in. And notice it says right there, Russell Ranch Studio, no internet connection. Now, it'll do this both on the 2.4 connection as well as the 5G connection. So this is obviously something that there's some glitch. This iPad will connect to the router at the house. Everything else connects to the house. Some of the things that I've tried is tried to forget the network, where you have to put the password in again. That didn't help. I've gone to settings, erased or reset network settings. That didn't work. Erased all of my iPad and restored it from my previous backup. That didn't work. So also have rebooted the router, turned it back on. That didn't work. I've also gone in and I've changed the password on the wireless access point. That didn't change it. I got the same message even though I had to use a different password. So, techie people, I need your help. If you've experienced this, where you have just one device that will not connect, help me, because I've tried all the things that I've found online, but Please leave a comment in the below so I can figure out why I can't get my iPad to log on or to sign on to the Wi-Fi. So anyway, looking for some answers if at all possible. Steph is going to kill me because you get to see the inside of the travel trailer, but I'll try to edit carefully. So anyway, today what I'm going to try to do is work on putting this Ethernet cable through the sidewall of the travel trailer, and then we should be completely done with this process and have everything aside from my iPad. So thanks for being here. Make sure you click like, subscribe, ring the bell, and share it with your friends. But most importantly, make sure you techie people out there give me some sort of idea how I can get my iPad to log on to this Wi-Fi and attach to this Wi-Fi, because it's the only device that we have that will not attach to this wireless access point. Anyway, thank you for being here. We'll see you on the next video. God bless.